Move to open the privilege hour.
There's a motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from the 2nd District of Manila, Honorable Rolando Valeriano, to avail of the privilege hour.
The Honorable Rolando M. Valeriano from the 2nd District, Manila is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleagues, I rise today on a matter of personal and public privilege. Hindi po ako tumatayo para basta-basta manira o guluhin ang katahimikan ng mga gustong manahimik. But I stand here to speak an uncomfortable truth. The war on drugs was not just a war against drugs. In many instances, it became a war against the truth, a war against the poor, and a war orchestrated in part by those sworn to uphold the law. The 19th Congress, through the brave work of the Quad Committee, began to uncover a deeply rooted system of abuse that thrived under the banner of peace and order. At ang ating natuklasan ay tunay na nakababahala, nakakagalit at nakakahiya. We heard testimonies from informants and insiders, some nameless, some now missing, who have revealed that the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, the PDEA, may have strayed far from its mandate. That instead of dismantling drug networks, some of its rogue operatives recycled confiscated drugs, engaged in illegal cell bus operations, planted evidence, and operated like a syndicate, eliminating competition, not crime. Hindi po ito mga haka-haka lamang, and we have seen signs of this even before the inquiry. In a 2019 Senate hearing, the PDEA Director General Aaron Aquino admitted that drug recycling remained rampant. In March 2023, the House of Representatives was told that up to 70% of seized drugs were being given to asset or informants. In Dumaguete, 5 PDEA operatives were convicted for staging a fake buy-bus. And perhaps most alarming of all, in 2021, the shootout between PDEA and NCRP operatives in Quezon City, supposed allies in the drug war, exposed an illegal cell bus operation gone wrong, revealing a breakdown in coordination and trust among the very agencies meant to uphold the law. This incident casts serious doubt on the integrity of operations conducted under the war on drugs. Let's not forget that during the war on drugs, Ninja Cups became a target to kill worth 1 million pesos. When this issue of Ninja Cups emerged, police officers allegedly recycling drugs and profiting from the very problem they were supposed to fight. The public was outraged, and rightly so. But now, we must ask if PDEA, the lead agency in the war on drugs, is being implicated in the same schemes, drug recycling, stage operations, selective targeting. What makes this any less serious? What makes it any less scandalous? Kung ang kapulisan ay inulan ng batikos noon, bakit tila tahimik tayo ngayon? Kahit mas mataas ang pananagutan ng isang ahensyang ginawa nating tagapamuno ng kampanya kontra droga. If we call them Ninja Cups, what do we call agents in PDEA accused of doing the same? Worse, are we looking at a system that eliminated not drug syndicates, but the competition? Mr. Speaker, what kind of war is this? where the smallest pawns are eliminated while the kingpins dine in safety? What kind of drug war allows the very arm of the law to function as a marketing arm of the narcotics trade? What kind of war do we wage when we give our agents badges in the morning and hear reports of extortion, torture, or summary execution by night? Mr. Speaker, this is not justice. This is institutional betrayal. However, much remains unresolved. The investigations were put on hold and the Quad Committee has disbanded for the 19th Congress. As a result, many important questions remain unanswered and key issues unaddressed. This is precisely why we need legislation, not just investigations. These revelations point not only to individual misconduct, but to systemic vulnerabilities in evidence handling, interagency coordination, asset management, and accountability mechanisms. We in Congress cannot merely expose wrongdoing. We must institutionalize the safeguards to prevent it from happening again. I therefore call on this 20th Congress to revive the work of the Quad Committee or to constitute a special oversight committee dedicated to completing what was begun. 1. To conduct a full, independent, and transparent investigation into the extent of PDEA's involvement in drug recycling, illegal operations, cell-bus schemes, and selective enforcement during the execution of the so-called war on drugs. 2. To audit the inventory and chain of custody of all seized narcotics for the past 10 years. 3. To subpoena former agency heads and field agents who can speak to the inner workings of these operations. And lastly, to ensure that those in power who facilitated or allowed these atrocities to happen by action or inaction are held accountable under the full force of law. Huwag po tayong magbulag-bulagan. Hindi po ito laban ng politika. Hindi ito laban ng nakaraan at kasalukuyang administrasyon. Ito po ay laban para sa katotohanan, laban para sa ating bayan. If we, elected representative of the people, do not pursue this matter to its rightful end, we become complicit. We become accessories to the eradication of the existence of thousands of lives and the degradation of our very own institutions. Ipakita natin sa sambayanang Pilipino na walang sino man ang ligtas sa pananagutan, na walang institusyong hindi pwedeng imbestigahan at ang katotohanan, gaano mang kasakit, ay unang hakbang sa paghilom ng sugat ng bayan patungo sa bagong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of the Honorable Representative of the 2nd District of Manila, Rolando Valeriano.
Majority Leader.
May I be allowed to make some clarificatory questions to the gentleman from Manila? If he's still willing to be interpolated, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I
Majority
move that
Leader.
we recognize the Honorable Mercado of Southern Leyte for clarificatory questions.
Sige po, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Chair, Majority Leader, is it an interpolation or a clarification?
Apologies.
Maybe both, Mr. Speaker, just to make our minds clear about this pressing issue of today.
Mr. Speaker, may I reword my motion? I move that we recognize the Honorable Mercado for his interpellation.
The Honorable Mercado is recognized for his interpellation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and Majority Leader. I would like to commend the gentleman from Manila for this very timely and important matter that has been brought out to this august body today. Indeed, all of us are knowledgeable about drugs, and our public officials, especially the enforcement agencies, who are tasked to implement and hopefully minimize, or if not, eliminate this drug problem. Mr. Speaker, we believe that it is in the Constitution that under Article 11, Section 1, public trust is vital in our public service. All of us, especially public officers, are or shall at all times be accountable to our people, and public officers shall implement the law and do our duty with utmost efficiency, effectiveness, integrity, honesty, and shall lead a modest life. Is it not, Mr. Speaker, that our real problem now is that our public officers, if not all but some, are involved in corruption? Am I correct to say that?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Therefore, not only in Metro Manila, Mr. Speaker, even in our province of Southern Leyte, and I believe it is also rampant in Mindanao, Visayas, and Luzon, where public officers will just be blinded or will look the other way around or keep quiet because there are people who are bribing them and corrupting them. So much so that it is the humble opinion of this humble representation that this problem, unless and until we recognize the problem on graft and corruption, and hindi naman tayo talagang santo lahat dito, but I think the realization, the fact that we realize that there is this problem, I believe is a good start. Will the gentleman accept my proposition that we should now start thinking about our country, thinking about the effects of graft and corruption on our children, on all aspects of public service? If only, Mr. Speaker, we can minimize or at least start thinking that we should do something about this. Can you say something about that, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, all his queries will be a part of the investigation for the Quadcom 2.0. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, I hope that our committee, the different committees that are tasked, the Quadcom, will see to it that our public officers will start to realize the effects of corruption in our government and will really feel or realize that they themselves should be the example of good governance. I think this is a good start, Mr. Speaker. That will end my short expression of what I feel, Mr. Speaker, and I would like to congratulate the gentleman from Manila for this very timely and very important issue that is really very relevant in the light of what is happening in our country and the metropolitan Manila area, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we refer the speech of the Honorable Second District Representative of Representative of the Second District of Manila, Rolando Valeriano, to the Committee on Rules, as well as the manifestations and interpellations thereon, for its appropriate action.
There's a motion to refer the privileged speech of the Honorable Valeriano and the interpellations as stated. Said the motion is now approved and referred to the Committee on Rules.